Hey everyone, a long time no see. It has been quite a while since I've uploaded, so excuse me if I'm a little bit rusty at this, but in today's video, I wanted to do a really chatty one. I wanted to talk about all the upcoming Otome games because we have a ton coming out in the summer. This summer is truly the summer for Otome. I am very excited. In this video as well, I did quickly want to brush over a few things about my channel, why I've been away for so long, a couple different updates on what I want to do with the channel, and just a bunch of stuff. This is gonna be a very chit-chatty video. I don't know how long it's gonna be. It might be long, so if you wanna go grab a drink, grab a snack, please feel free to join me. I will put a timestamp on screen somewhere if you just wanna skip to the Otome news, because I totally understand if that's what you're here for. But I'm gonna start off talking about the boring stuff, so what is going on with the channel, where I've been, and any changes that I want to make to it. I do have a very long list. It's 2 pages long, so excuse me, but we're gonna get into it. So let's start off with the channel first. I know I've been away for quite a while. That is for a couple of personal reasons, but I did start to notice last year while I was doing Otome reviews, which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love doing them, it had gotten to the point where I had begun to put a lot of pressure on myself to finish the game specifically for review purposes. So eventually it began to feel like I was doing it as a chore, like I was forcing myself to complete the games, which is completely not what I wanted. At the end of the day, Otome games are my hobby. They are something I like to do in my pastime. I never wanted it to feel like it was a chore that I had to do or I was forcing myself to do it. So I guess you could say I was feeling a bit burnt out. I would keep trying to start a new game and then I would get bored by it. And then sometimes I would try to push myself through a game so I could put a review up, but then I was a little disappointed with the reviews that I put out. The biggest example was my Pio Fiore 1926 review video. Although I do still like it, I'm not 100% a massive fan of it. I feel like I rushed through it just for the sake of putting a review video out, and that's not what I want to give you guys. I want to enjoy the game myself, and I want to give you guys a proper review, like my honest thoughts without me quickly skimming through it. Don't get me wrong, I didn't skim through it, I did play the entire game, but I feel like if I had taken a couple of months to really sit on it, think about it, realize what I liked about it, what I didn't, I feel like I could have given you guys a better overall review. Eventually I might go back and redo that review again. I'll just have to see how I'm feeling at the time, but that's kind of where I was feeling with my Otome reviews. I wasn't 100% satisfied with them, and I feel like I could have been giving you guys more. Plus, again, at the end of the day, Otome games are my hobby. I want them to still feel like a hobby. I don't want to feel like I'm doing it as a chore or a job. So that being said, I'm gonna make a few changes to the channel. First things first is that even if a game is brand new, I might not put out a review right away on it. Reason being is I want to take my time to play through the game. Sometimes I like to replay the game twice so I can see if there's anything I missed or if there's little tidbits that are kind of like little Easter eggs that you notice after you play it the first time, like you go through a second playthrough. So I want to do that. So even though you still might get a review relatively new, if there's a game that I feel like I got the total gist of it and I can give you guys a very solid review, it'll come up as soon as it can. That being said, some reviews might just come up a few months down the line, which I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted, but I want to give you guys a proper review. I want to give you guys my honest thoughts. I don't want to feel like I'm half-assing the job, so to speak. So if I do a review, it might not be right away. It still might be, but I want to take my time with the game. I want to find the little tidbits. I want to find the little Easter eggs. I want to give you guys an honest, solid review. With my reviews last year, one that I really enjoyed doing and had a lot of fun was my 7 Scarlet. That one, I feel like I totally got the gist of it. I found all the little Easter eggs. I had a lot of fun playing that game, and I really enjoyed the review that I put out for you guys. It was something that had been sitting in my backlog for months, and that was just a review that I was very proud of. So my proudest one last year, probably 7 Scarlet. My least proudest moment was probably Pio Fiore 1926, but again, I still loved that game. So going forward, reviews will come out when I feel like I have sufficient enough information to give you guys. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Please let me refer to my notes. The next thing. The next thing is my rating system. I don't want you guys to take my opinion as the be-all end-all, because I am not a professional game reviewer. I'm not IGN. I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm just a girl with a love for these games and have a passion for them, and I just like to share my opinion with you guys so we can all fangirl about these different games. So please take my review, like my rating system, with a grain of salt. And again, if your tastes don't align with mine, please look at other reviews, get a general opinion from different people. Like, don't take my opinion as the be-all end-all. For instance, a lot of people love Yang from Pio Fiore. Me, I wouldn't touch that man with a 10-foot pole. Like, everyone has a different opinion, so please don't take mine as the be-all end-all. That being said, again, now that I've had time to go back and play more games and have more experience with the Otome genre, I do have a few different ratings for the games that I have reviewed in the past. There's not a lot of them. A lot of them have stayed the same, but I do want to go through the ones that my opinion has changed. So let's start off with Collar Malice. In my review, I gave it a 9. I don't know what I was thinking. That game, for me, it's a solid 10 out of 10. It was perfect in every way. I loved every single route. I loved how every route linked up to the finale, and they were all overall separate stories. I feel like the story was told very well. It was very well put together. It was just an intricate, good, top-tier story. The characters, amazing. They have depth to them. It's not a very easy, laid-back Otome. It does make you think, and it's very good. So 9 out of 10, no, get that out of the window. It was a 10 out of 10, okay? Now, next one. And if you follow me on Twitter, you probably know how much I absolutely love this game, or you might have even noticed it in my reviews. Olympia Soiree. I gave that a 9 to 9.5. For me, that's another 10 out of 10. I have played this game so much. I have replayed it fully twice, and I've replayed Riku and Akaza's route 4 to 5 times each. I am absolutely in love with this game. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the story was well thought out. The plot and the lore of the game is chef's kiss. It's amazing. I can play this game time and time again, and I will never get bored of it. So Olympia Soiree is another 10 out of 10 for me. Moving on, Bustafellows. Bustafellows was a video where in the rating I had done a new and improved rating system where I didn't even give it a number. I just said I liked it, I would replay it again, and I recommend it to you guys. So if I had to give it a rating, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Again, this is another one that I think is amazing for beginners. It is kind of styled like an anime, so it's almost as if each thing is a separate episode, and I loved that. It was a very unique take on Otome games, and it not being from Otome really did make it stand out in the games that we have in the West. I think it's a great one for beginners. I also think it's just a great one in general if you want something that's a bit more laid back and happy, but then again, it's still got crime, it's still got a lot of dark themes at times, but it's not as dark as Collar Malice. So that's another game that I really enjoyed, but I'd give it an 8 out of 10. And then the last one was one of my most recent reviews, and that is Pio Fiore 1926. I originally gave it an 8 out of 10. Now, thinking back on it, thinking about all the routes, thinking about the characters and the themes they explored, my review has now changed to a 9 out of 10. I think it did just as good as a job as the first game, if not better. I really think they did a wonderful job expanding on the characters. I loved that it was a continuation and a sequel instead of a fan disc. Loved that. And Henri got his full route that he deserved. Overall, it was better than Pio Fiore Faded Memories, in my opinion. I think they did a better job. They explored a lot more things. They got into depth with people's characters and backgrounds, and they brought in some amazing new characters. So it is now a 9 out of 10. To finish this whole rating system off, I want to announce that I've opened up a page on the visual novel database where I have the reviews for each Otome that I've reviewed on this channel. So if you'd quickly like to see a list of everything that I've reviewed and the ratings that I give them currently, you can go on there and check it out. I will update it as I play more Otome games, and if there's any Otome games that I'm not 100% sure if I want to put a review on YouTube, I will still put that on the visual novel database. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. I think I already have one up for the Charming Empire, and I think I'll probably put one up for Dairoku because I finished that too, but I'm not 100% sure if I'll put out a video for those yet. If you guys would like to see a video, let me know in the comments below. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. I'll leave it up there on the page so you guys can check it out if you want to. I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute. Okay, next thing that I want to talk about. I do want to add more to this channel. Now, I know my channel right now is mainly Otome themed, and I love that. I want to stick to that. However, I do love manga. I do love reading. If I'm not reading a visual novel, I'm reading manga. So I want to put out more manga videos for you guys, or if I can find a way to incorporate the two, I think that would be great. So I'm brainstorming ideas for that, but another thing that I've been considering doing is putting out Let's Plays for Otome game prologues or common routes. Reason being is I know there's a lot of people that are maybe interested in playing the game, but they aren't 100% willing yet to put the money down on the game, which I completely understand. I wanted to maybe put out the common route Let's Plays so you guys can see it, and then with that information determine whether you would like to go ahead and purchase the game or not. I've also been thinking that maybe down the line I'll just do a full route playthrough if that's something you guys are interested in, but I thought doing the common route would be a good way to introduce the game to you guys and let you decide whether you'd like to play it or not. So that's an idea that I've been tossing up. If you guys are interested in it, please let me know in the comments below, because I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to put out unnecessary stuff that you guys aren't interested in. So if you are, please let me know. Oh my goodness, I need some water. Please hold. Oh, also in my spare time, I have made an Otome bookshelf. I don't know if you guys can see this. Would you guys like to see an Otome collection video? If you do, please let me know in the comments. I would love to show it to you guys. But yeah, in the past year, that's what I've been working on. Here, I'll kind of show you quickly. So here, oh, I don't know if you noticed here, we've got the Olympia Soiree and a Pio Fiore poster. Up at the top, I have a Olympia Soiree wall scroll. And then if you go this way, there is the whole Otome bookshelf. And then the next row over is my manga. So now I've kind of got like a full library wall of stuff. So if you guys would like to see the collection, let me know as well. I'm just throwing everything out there. Just let me know what you guys would like to see, okay? Okay, that was it for the channel update. Thank you if you guys watched it, if you stuck with it. Brilliant, you're awesome. Now, moving on, let's talk about the upcoming Otome games for the summer, because this summer is absolutely jam-packed. We have so many games coming out, and this just makes me another reason to be a happy Otome fan. If you consider all the games we've gotten in the last year or so, we are truly living in the golden age of Otome games, which I hope it doesn't stop here. I hope the genre just keeps getting bigger and bigger and we gain more and more fans around the world, but we are truly thriving at this moment in time. So I know we also have 2 games coming out in the fall, but I don't want to cover those right now because there is a lot I want to say about one of these games specifically. So we'll cover that in another video. Also, we just have a lot of games to cover in the summertime. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, the first game that is coming out has been long awaited for me and I'm sure plenty of other fans, and that is Winter's Wish Spirits of Edo. That will be coming out May 18th. So by the time this video comes out, it should be just before the release date of Winter's Wish. So I'm very excited. This was one of my most anticipated games that they had announced back in 2021? Yeah, I was excited for Pio Fiore and Winter's Wish, so I'm very excited for this game to come out. As per usual, for my little reviews, we'll read through the synopsis on the game's website. I'm not going to check out the trailer during the video because we all know the first time I got a copyright strike for it, but I might watch the trailer off camera, and I've also watched some of these trailers like hundreds of times, so I'll just tell you guys my thoughts on it. So let's start off with Winter's Wish. Let's read the synopsis for it. Just gonna read it off my tablet here. So it says, in 1716, the first year of the Kyoho era, Japan was under rule of Yoshimune Tokugawa, the 8th shogun. In response to repeated monster attacks on the town of Edo, the Tokugawa shogunate establishes the Oniwaban, a secret group tasked with keeping the monsters under control and maintaining peace in the city. 11 years later, a girl born with special powers in a village far from Edo has been driven out into the snowy mountains by the terrified townspeople. The reason? Without fail, the girl sees a black thread whenever a disaster will occur, her unsettling ability predicating calamities with absolute certainty. One day, men claiming to be members of the mysterious Oniwaban appear before her, saying she is needed in Edo. Soon, the girl's power, which previously only brought her misfortune, will become an invaluable asset to the Oniwaban and their efforts against the monsters. Key points! A fantasy set in historical Japan in the spirit of the first localized console Otome game, Hakuoki, Demon of the Fleeting Blossom. A moving, emotional tale with gorgeous visuals and multiple endings to discover. Choose from one of the 3 different Oniwaban divisions for the heroine to join and get to know her colleagues. Be careful, they may not all be human. So, I'm very excited. When I go into Otome games, I try my very best to go into them spoiler-free because, obviously, if you know the spoilers, then it's not as fun. But I have watched a couple of reviews about this, and the most exciting things that I am looking forward to in this game is the art looks stunning. It's by the same artist that did Clock Zero. That's another unlocalized game, which I hope eventually we do get that out west, so we'll see. We'll have to see. But the other thing is that each route is kind of, I know that for the love interest, they kind of have 3 separate common routes. So there's 2 per route, and then eventually you'll branch off into the love interest route. So it seems like there's a lot to take in with the story. I think it's gonna be a long one, and I'm just absolutely ecstatic for it. Kind of weird that it's set in winter and it's gonna be coming out like almost just before summer, but you know what? Maybe it's one of those refreshing things. Maybe it'll make you keep cool in the hot months. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but that's just what I'm hoping for. So I've watched the trailer for this one multiple times. I love the opening song. It is stunning. Please go and check out the trailer if you haven't yet. And with Aksys, I pre-ordered the copy that comes with the game soundtrack. I am an absolute sucker for Otome soundtracks. This one is no different. I've heard it's very good, very atmospheric, and I'm just excited for this game. So that's the first one that's coming out. Moving on to June, and it is the long-awaited Jeanne, and this one fans had been begging for. However, it was very up in the air whether we would actually get this game or not, because if you know, it's developed by Broccoli, who I believe they're also the company that does Uta no Prince-sama, and we don't have that game in the West. So it was, I mean, I think we all can agree that we were flabbergasted. We were shocked in the best way possible when they announced the release of this. And then they later on went to announce that they were doing limited editions, and the limited edition looks gorgeous. Recently, Aksys did like a mini all-access update where they unboxed the limited edition, and it looks gorgeous. So I'll put a link to that in the description if you guys want to check it out if you haven't seen it already, but it looks so good. Now, as for Jeanne, let me read the synopsis for this one. Okay, so Jeanne comes out June 15th. And now it says, the stage is your world. Kisa is about to give up on her dream of becoming an actor when she is given the opportunity to enroll in the prestigious all-boys Univale drama school that she has always admired and dreamed of attending. She is granted admission with two rigid conditions: be chosen as the lead in the final performance and hide her identity as a girl. Competition at the school is fierce and the rivalry is real. Will Kisa be able to forge powerful bonds with her all-male classmates while competing against them? Will she be cast as the lead in the role in the final performance at the end of the year, all while keeping her secret? Key features: a unique story that changes with every choice you make. Every choice brings countless possibilities. A unique adventure each time you play. How you spend your time is entirely up to you. Participate in different classes to boost your performance in various areas. All of these efforts come together for the final performance. Show off your performance skills in singing and dancing in 2 separate rhythm games. Enjoy the special music videos and 3D characters dancing during the rhythm games too. Oh man, this is another game that I'm absolutely excited for. The fact that it has rhythm games in it just has me over the moon. Not to toot my own horn, but if we go back to when I was in grade 6, Guitar Hero 3 was my absolute obsession. You would not see me, like, you couldn't pull me away from that bloody guitar. I was attached to it. I breathed, dreamed Guitar Hero. It was kind of an unhealthy obsession, but I ended up blowing through that. Rock Band? Love that game. Still love it. But I was obsessed with those. So rhythm games, I'm very excited for. Obviously, I don't think that's going to be the whole gist of what you're going to be doing during the game, because it is a visual novel as well. But what can I say? I'm a sucker for the rhythm games. I'm also for a sucker with the trope where the female lead has to pretend to be a boy. I think my first exposure to it, I think my first exposure to it was To the Beautiful You, if you've seen that Korean drama. I think it's also a Japanese drama too. I ate that up. I loved that drama. But also, maybe it goes back to She's the Man. Anyway, I'm a sucker for the trope where the female has to pretend to be a male, and then it leads to so many like goofy situations, and oh, it just always has me smiling. So I'm very excited for this game too. The trailer for this one, again, is another one I've been watching repeatedly because the opening song is so good. I think it's called Jeanne of Chords. I might be wrong on that, but that song is so good. You can find the full version on YouTube, and I highly recommend listening to it. It's gorgeous. So, once again, Aksys, you're doing such a good job. Now, next game, and this is also in June. We are getting stacked for games. The next one is Charade Maniacs, and that is coming out by Idea Factory on June 27th. So that's coming up soon too. Now, I don't know if you guys were there for the announcement video for Charade Maniacs, the live stream. It was kind of a fiasco. Luckily for me, unfortunately for other fans, the time when it came out where I'm living was 7 a.m. and I had to get ready for work, so I missed most of it. I just joined in around 8 o'clock. So supposedly what had happened is that the stream had been going for about an hour and it was just pure static, and they were doing this over and over and over, and people were getting fed up, which I totally understand. It had been an hour of just staring at this static screen. And then they started a countdown at I think like 8:05 in my time for 10 minutes. And then they gave us like a 2-minute teaser of Charade Maniacs. And people were very angry that they stuck around for nearly an hour and a half just for that. I don't know what else to say. It was not great. There was a lot of things that went wrong with that stream, and then I think there was a bit of backlash for the way they handled it on Twitter afterwards. But I noticed that a lot of people afterwards had said that they were going to boycott buying the game, which I don't necessarily agree with. Yes, I do think they handled it poorly with the announcement. I feel like instead of doing an hour and 15 minutes, they could have just done it all in 15 minutes. Had you wait for 5 minutes, do the countdown in 10, and then show the trailer. I do not think they needed to spread it out for an hour, but they did. They did what they did, but I don't really agree with boycotting buying the game, because if people don't buy the games, there's not going to be a very big incentive to localize more Otome games, because they'll think sales aren't doing well, people aren't as interested in Otome games, which is not the case. A lot of people want more Otome games, so boycotting it, I don't agree with. Yes, you can voice your opinion about the probably poor marketing technique they did, but I don't think you should just outright not buy the game, because also from what I heard, the game is very good. So please just watch the trailer and just judge for yourself whether you'd like to pick up the game or not. That's really all I have to say on that matter. So let's just get into the synopsis for this game. Again, the game comes out on June 27th. It's not too long after Jock John, so June is a hefty month for Otome games. But, so on Idea Factory's website, it says, in the near future, summer break was around the corner. Hiyori Senna, a sophomore in high school, was living a peaceful life. One day, as she was walking home with her childhood friend, a masked figure appeared before them. They were abducted and taken to a strange world with 2 moons. When they awoke, they met 9 others in the same predicament. In their confusion, the mysterious figure began to speak. Welcome to Arcadia. In this world, if you perform for us, your wildest dreams can come true. In order to find their way home, the group was forced to work together and act in an assortment of scenes from a drama. They were also made aware that a traitor walked among them. What could be the motive of this traitor? And why are they all being forced to act? Unable to fully trust anyone, whose hand will she take in the end? Oh, I love this. I love that there's kind of a big mystery of who the traitor is in the group. All I've heard so far, especially with this game, is that it is best to go in this game not knowing anything. I mean, you already know a little bit of what's gonna happen just from this little synopsis, but I think it's better to go into it completely blind. Otherwise, I mean, if you figure out who the traitor is, that kind of doesn't spoil the entire game, but it spoils a lot of the story for you. So I'm going into this one completely blind, but the only thing I will comment on is that the voice actors in this game are absolutely stacked with top tier A-list voice actors. The voice of Aksys from Olympia Soiree is in this. Anything that he's in, I'm there, day one. I love his voice acting. It's so good. Who else is in it? There's also, I'm forgetting his name right now, but he plays Panda in Jujutsu Kaisen, and I recently saw a clip of him speaking in this game, and all I see is Panda, so it'll take me a bit of time to disassociate with that, but again, it's another one I'm super excited for. So, moving on, the next game we have in July, on July 27th, is Radiant Tale. And again, this is another one I'm absolutely ecstatic for. I think this one is the earliest localization release date we've had, because this was just announced in July last year and we're getting it released July this year. So it's only a 1 year like gap, and the game in Japan had only been released in May last year. So this is the fastest localization we've seen, which I'm praying it's because it's for a good reason, that the game is really good. It is drawn by the same artist that did Variable Barricade, and I love their artwork. It's very unique. They also did the unlocalized Reine de Fleur, and it's a wizard one. Wizard of Fortune? It's another one that's coming out on the Nintendo Switch in Japan. It used to be a phone, like a mobile game, and now it's coming out on the Switch. But I love their unique art style, and this one looks gorgeous. The main character, I think her name's Tifalia. Her outfit and character design is stunning. I love it so much. The one guy that I'm looking at is, he looks like Jeanne, and he's also voiced by one of my favorite voice actors yet again, so this looks very good. Okay, let's just get into the synopsis about Radiant Tale. Tifalia longs for an eventful life. One day, a group called Circus comes to town, but their show is a dismal failure. Lamenting their lack of success, Circus wanders into the inn where Tifalia works with her aunt. After relaying the events of the day, Circus discovers that Tifalia might be able to help them and recruit her to act as producer for their dysfunctional troupe. Will they master the ring or just be mediocre? A crazy dragon that loves to tickle, a spiked clown that doesn't make you laugh, a water creature who doesn't want to use water magic, an acrobat who doesn't know how to entertain, a drunkard furball, an unmotivated leader, and an amateur producer who just joined. Will they ever be able to perform for a crowd and bring down the house, or will they stay as a three-ring circus? This looks like the most happy, cute Otome that we're getting. This one looks very chill, just put you in a good mood. It doesn't seem dark from what I've seen so far. Again, I try to stick to the synopsis and avoid any spoilers. So, although I feel like there might be tiny little elements here and there, overall it looks like a very happy, fairy tale styled game. Once again, I'm saying this for everything, but I am super excited for this one. One of the most anticipated ones that I was looking forward to when they were announced last year, so I'm very excited for that. Again, this comes out July 27th, so that one's got you covered for July. And finally, the last game we have coming out in the summer is Norn 9 Last Era on August 24th. So this is the fan disc to Norn 9 Var Commons that was released in March this year. It was also released on the PS Vita a couple years ago. I played the PS Vita version, but actually I got the Nintendo Switch version because the translation didn't have an overhaul, but it was very much revamped. A lot of sayings were not the best translation. It was good for what it was back in the day, but they really went back and did a better version on the version for the Switch. I've heard a lot of people have been having a great time with it. Again, I have a review on my channel, so I'll link it if you guys would like to check it out. But this fan disc just looks fantastic. It's like a regular fan disc, so let us still go in and read the synopsis for this one. So it says, delve into the fan disc and discover more about Norn and those living on the ship. Details about their lives and growing up. Lots of content and character information. 4 different sections for hours of enjoyment. The prelude includes the backstories of how everyone came to be on the ship. Fuga, the original game digest. Concerto, the after story, and Fantasia, the bonus, where everyone becomes a chibi. In order to return to actual size, you will have to complete a special mission. So the fan disc looks like it's gonna have just a bunch of extra little stories. I'm excited to see the backstories of how people came to be on the ship. I especially want to learn more about Itsuki, because he was one of my favorites. So I'm excited to see more about him. I also love after stories. I like when we get to see when the couples have actually became a couple and are in a relationship. I like to see the cute little happy ever after stories. So this one looks great. Now, the bonus little extra things that I want to mention, Norn 9 Last Era does have a limited edition as well. You can get the regular version or a limited edition that comes with a cloth poster, kind of similar to the limited edition for Pio Fiore 1926. and it comes with a pin, some Hyoko stickers, and what else? What else am I missing? You get a cloth poster, a collectible art book, the Hyoko stickers, acrylic keychain with chibi art, and all in a collectible box. And I must say, I really think Aksys is up to their games with the limited edition boxes this year. It's not the usual... I have one up here. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, here's my collar malice one. So it's not like your usual, like you pull it up here to open it. I believe the new one is kind of like a playing board, game board. Like you pull it up like this. It's bigger, it's thicker, and it's got more stuff in it. Let me just put that there for now. I think they've really upped their game this year with the limited editions. Not to even speak of Jock John's, because that one, they just went above and beyond. Also with Charade Maniacs, they do have a limited edition as well. You can get that on the Idea Factory International website. They do a limited edition. There's a day one edition that I think is only sold in the EU stores. Correct me if I'm wrong about that one. And I know that you can also get the North American limited edition through Video Games Plus if you live in Canada. I think they ship worldwide, but in Canada you get free shipping if you buy that one. That's the one that I normally go through for like when I got Birashana and Cupid Parasite, I went through them. Oh, and Amnesia too. So they're another good choice if you're looking to purchase the games. I'm gonna leave links for you guys where you can buy these games and pre-order them. It'll be through the main store, so through either Aksys, Idea Factory International, and I'm also gonna leave you guys the one for Video Games Plus just because that's the one that I buy from and I really like them, so I'll leave that for you guys. But that covers all the games that are coming out this summer. I'm just super happy. I'm so glad that we're getting more attention in the Otome game department. I hope they continue to come out with more games. I think I want to do a video soon with my predictions of what they'll announce next, / games that I hope get localized, because Japan has been releasing amazing games. We'll get into that in a whole other video though. So now, finally, I want to list the games that I'm looking forward to, probably from like most excited to least excited, but I'm still excited for everything. There's nothing that I'm not going to buy. So, first up, Winter's Wish, Spirits of Edo. I cannot wait for that game. That is my most anticipated. I've been waiting for that since they announced it. So that's the first one. Second one, Radiant Tale. I love a cute story. I'm not gonna lie, I do always stress that I love my doom and gloom and murder and mayhem. That is still true, but I do like a cute story every now and then. Lover Pretend has me in a vice grip, and I still haven't gotten over that game yet. So, Radiant Tale, number 2. Number 3, I would say, is Charade Maniacs. I just want to get lost in the world of that whole story. There's so many characters. We have a female voice actor voicing one of the male love interests, and I love when that happens. That was the same thing in Nor 9. They do such a good job. I believe it was the voice of Yuta in Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I believe that's the same voice actor. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll double check on that one for you guys, but I'm excited for that. Number 4 would be Jock John. Once again, rhythm games. I'm 100% there for that. I eat that stuff up, so I'm ecstatic for that one. And then finally we'd have Nor 9 Last Era. I'm still really excited to see the after stories for that, but I'm definitely more excited to start a first game than a fan disc, if you know what I'm saying. So still excited for that, but that's probably, again, it comes out in August too, so it's gonna be one of the last ones that I get. So this has been an extremely long video. Thank you guys if you stuck to it to the very end. I'm really appreciative. I want to also thank you guys for still sticking with me, even though I haven't been very active the last few months. My channel has still been slowly growing, and I'm very ecstatic about it. I'm very happy, and I'm very grateful to you guys, so thank you still for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a like, and if you would like to see more from me, then please feel free to subscribe. Last but not least, I would like to ask you guys if you have any video idea— oh, hold on. I think my dog wants out. 1 second. Okay, finally, last but not least, if you guys have any video ideas that you'd like me to look into, please leave it in the comments below. I want to know what games you guys are looking forward to, so please let me know in the comments below as well, and we can all get excited together. And lastly, let me know what you guys think about the Let's Play Common Root potential videos. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. If you guys are, then I will definitely try to do that for you. I wanted to gauge your guys' opinions on it, so let me know. All right, I think that covers it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Ooh, once again, by the time this video comes out, it should be just before Winter's Wish comes out. So some people receive their copies early. So if you have received your copy early, I hope you're having a wonderful time playing it. Mine normally comes the day after or the week after, so I'm really hoping it comes on time, but I guess I'll just have to wait. It's okay. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful time playing that game. Now, finally, I hope you're having a wonderful week. You guys are staying safe, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye!